In this section, we'll be discussing the Words to Read component of an OG lesson. We'll go over the objectives of this component, discuss some important teacher tips, and have a brief video demonstration of the procedure. To participate in this section of training, have your lesson packet handy so that you can reference this in an OG lesson plan. Automatic word recognition is essential if we want students to become fluent and expressive readers. In an OG lesson, we work on automatic word recognition in several different components: review words to read, new words to read, and memory word procedures. In review words to read, we provide students with word lists using previously taught skills. Through this cumulative review, we provide students with some of the review needed to reach automaticity. In new words to read, the students practice applying the newly taught phonics skills to decode words. In our memory word procedure, we utilize a flash deck to work on automatic recognition of phonetically irregular or unfair words. It is this word-level reading through word lists and flash decks that we use to make sure that students are actually applying the skills learned and not relying on context clues to support their decoding. We offer the following suggestions to teachers to maximize the benefit from the time in a lesson dedicated to developing automatic word recognition. When using these controlled word lists, we encourage you to get as many repeated readings in as possible during the time allotted. Remember that, as a teacher, you should not be reading the words with students. If you're tempted to read them first, this becomes an exercise in repeating and not in reading for the students. The repeated reading should be done as a group activity. Avoid the temptation to call on individuals. Instead, use invitations and extensions to motivate students to join in on the reading. Looking at the script for repeated readings, keep in mind that this script is applicable both for review word lists and new word lists. On the left-hand side are the teacher directions. Student directions are on the right. Under the heading Invitations, you will notice that there are several different prompts that a teacher might choose to use to encourage groups of students to read along. Looking at the first invitation, if you have a summer birthday. Keep in mind that obviously not all students have summer birthdays, so not all students will be reading for that invitation. However, the students that do not have summer birthdays, while not reading out loud, are still reading. They are following along and monitoring their peers to make sure that their peers are pronouncing the words correctly. As you pose invitations for students, think about selecting invitations that you're certain most students will engage in reading. Extensions should utilize academic vocabulary, grammar skills that you've taught, and word use exercises so that we can build students' vocabulary while also encouraging repeated readings. In just a moment, you'll have an opportunity to see a short video demonstration of the Review Words to Read procedure. Keep in mind that the new words procedure is the same. The only difference may involve underlining or highlighting the new pattern in the word list. You'll have an opportunity to see that demonstrated in the Intro New component of training. The word list in the video you're about to see is from the Review Words to Read section of Training Lesson 2 in your lesson plan packet. The words on the screen that you see now are the words that the student will be reading. Even though these words contain previously learned skills, some students will still have difficulty being accurate and automatic. If this is the case, the teacher may choose to provide visual supports even in the review words. This might include underlining difficult patterns, support in reading multisyllabic words syllable by syllable, and removing the suffix from the base word.
So, review words to read. So, as simple as we just point to the words and they read them for us.
Stand, blend, whip, slip, mix, swim, stomp, snob, grant, spin.
And a little more automatically, please.
Stand, blend, whip, slip, mix, swim, stomp, snob, grant, spin.
Very nice. And in column 1, the word that is a synonym to cried is?
Whip.
Nice job. And the word that is a synonym to stir is?
Mix.
Very good. Okay, in column number 2, the word that means something you would do in the pool in the summertime is?
Swim.
Right. And an antonym for, or the opposite of save is?
Spend.
Spend. All right. And are there any words here we need to discuss in terms of what they might mean? Are you comfortable with all these words?
Comfortable with all the words.
All right, super. So let's play Erase the Teacher, shall we? All right, now you say have to pronounce the word before I cross it out. And the first word
Stand. Wet. Mix. Grant. Swim.
Super. You've done that before, haven't you? All right, good job.
This concludes the Words to Read component of training. You and your partner will receive directions from your instructor about practicing this component of the OG lesson.